Another day, another success story for you guys. Hi you guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Jyotsna and in today's video I got one of the most exciting success stories ever. Very special to me because it has come from one of my subscribers and she has manifested her dream job after multiple rejections. And I'm not talking about 20 or 30 rejections but over 200 rejections. I feel like this was a success story that I had to share immediately. I know a lot of you guys have been pouring in your success stories to me. I have been receiving quite a few in the last 1 to 2 weeks. So thank you so much if you have sent me a success story. I really appreciate you. And if you're someone who wants to share your success story related to any topic, this is my email ID and you can reach out to me. I will put in as many success stories as I can every week, but this was just so impressive and so inspiring to me personally that I felt like I had to share this before all of the others. So without any further delay, let's get started with this one. So the email says, "Hi Jyotsna, I've been your subscriber for the last 1 year and I wanted to just thank you. Your robotic affirmations tape found me at exactly the right time. I remember the first time I pressed play and something about it just felt different. I didn't fully understand why, but I kept coming back to it every single day. And slowly, something in me started to shift. My frequency changed. Don't know how else to explain it, but it did." So many of you guys have been saying the same thing. I have read most of the comments in that particular video. If you haven't checked out my affirmations tape, it's a 1 hour loop in order to manifest your dream job. I made that I think a year ago and there have already been multiple success stories. So many of you guys have actually left comments too. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. If you're new to my channel, then I'll leave a link down in the description box for the affirmation tape so you can check it out. What I love about the affirmation tape is so many of you guys have been telling me that you felt an energetic shift. You felt like something just changed in you, and that is exactly what my intention was when I made that tape. I know for a lot of people, especially when they're going through rejections or when they've been having a tough time trying to manifest their dream job, it becomes very hard for them to believe it and also saturate their subconscious mind. But that tape automatically puts you in a state where you already feel like you're identifying yourself as someone who got the job, like someone who doesn't have to worry about it anymore. That is what she's trying to tell too, that her frequency shifted. Somehow she just felt energetically better, and when you automatically feel energetically better, you're more inspired to take that action. You're more inspired to execute in your 3D. If you haven't heard the affirmation tape yet, I highly recommend and encourage you to do it. Just do it for one single day and see how you feel about it. If it's really helping you, then just continue with it and be disciplined for the next 2 weeks with that. I have been rejected 200 times before I found your videos. I made it to the final rounds 10 to 15 times only to hear no again and again. Every rejection chipped away at something inside me. I started questioning everything, my worth, my skills, whether any of this was even meant for me. I just wanted to highlight the fact that she's been rejected 200 times and in almost a few of them, she went till the final round and got rejected. I just want to tell you guys how disheartening that really feels. There have been times when I went to the last round and got rejected too, and that automatically shakes your inner belief. You automatically feel like your self-worth has gone down. Every single thing, whether it's your confidence, whether it's your belief, your faith, everything just goes on a toss when you get rejected in that last round. It's almost like you made it, you almost touched the sky, but then you fell all the way to the ground. I mean, that's the best way I can describe it because I personally felt that way whenever I got rejected in companies before. So I completely understand. So just in case you are someone who can relate with this, whether it's one rejection, whether it's more than 500 rejections, please know that you're not alone in this. This is a journey that all of us actually go through, especially in our careers. Sometimes there are people transitioning, sometimes there are people moving into different careers, and it happens even in such cases. So please don't worry, please don't think you're alone in this. We're all in this together and we're here and destined to manifest our dream jobs, and we're going to do that no matter what. It was during that time that I found your tape, and then I knew instantly that I needed your workbook to help me as well. I was ready to do anything to attract a job as I was having difficulty in paying my rent as well. My part-time job paid me very less. I was borrowing money from friends and I was so tired of that. I was quietly asking my parents for money and feeling so ashamed every single time. I was putting on a brave face while internally I was terrified. This was my reality just weeks ago. When you actually enter into a survival mode, your nervous system does not feel safe anymore and it actually becomes quite dysregulated. Your body also starts feeling unsafe and it becomes very difficult for you to attract whatever it is you want because because the amount of stress, the amount of fear, the amount of tension you have in your mind is so much more dominant than trying to attract something. Going through tough times, it's very, very hard to have a positive mindset. In fact, it is very hard, I think, even to attract a dream job, because all of the time you're consumed by the thoughts about, just surviving. That's the way you're wired to think, but it is very, very important for you to step out of your comfort zone. I know that for some people it can be very tough emotionally, but at the end of the day, whatever you tell your mind, that's what expands in your reality. So the more you tell that new story, the more you repeat that things are going to work out in your favor, things are going to get better. If not this job, I'm going to get something bigger and better than this. And the more you give that thought power, the more attention and energy you feed this thought in your mind, automatically things start changing in your life, or you start attracting new opportunities, which actually leads you to your dream job. And I also like the fact that she found my tape at the exact right time when she really, really needed it. A lot of you guys have also emailed me saying that when you were trying to look for a job, that is when you found that video of mine where I did say that I manifested a job in 3 days, and that automatically gave you a lot of hope. So I am super thankful. In a way, I feel like the universe aligned things for you, and you just found my video because you were meant to find it. So that is a belief I'm holding on to, and I hope you hold on to that same belief and manifest your dream job very, very soon. I decided after buying your workbook that I'm only going to manifest now, and I'll follow every method no matter what. I started with the affirmations first. I picked one single affirmation. I have multiple job offers and repeated it 100 times every day without fail. Some days I would write it out 50 times, the scripting method you mentioned. So she's talking about the scripting method I mentioned in Get That Dream Job workbook. If you do want to check out my workbook, I will leave a link to that in the description as well, so you can check it out. I would write it out 50 times and repeat it mentally 50 times. I did this for 6 days straight. So as you can see, she was using the power of repetition. She just picked one affirmation of her choice, and the scripting method that I tell you guys to just write one statement repeatedly in your notebook with a pen. It is always good to use pen and paper. I do not recommend using iPad or any other digital device, just because with the pen and paper it's so much more personalized. And all she did is repeated one single statement multiple number of times. As you guys already know, the more you repeat a new story, or the more you repeat your affirmation, the faster your subconscious mind catches on. Whatever you tell your mind, whether it's a fake story, whether it's imagined, it will start believing it as long as you're saturating it on a daily basis. That is why so many people who say they repeat something 10 times or 100 times daily, they actually see it happen in their reality, because repetition is how you rewire your subconscious mind and bring it into your physical reality. Out of nowhere, interview opportunities started appearing. I'm not exaggerating when I say they came out of thin air. My inbox, my LinkedIn, referrals I wasn't expecting. My reality started rearranging itself around me. But something else happened too, which I didn't expect. I started showing up differently, more confident, more energy. I started dressing better, carrying myself differently. It was like the affirmations tricked my brain into believing I was the person who had the job. And when you walk into an interview feeling like that, like the outcome is already decided, everything changes. The way you speak, the way you sit, the way you answer. After months of waiting, crying, fighting, and almost giving up, I got the job. The fact that I don't have to worry about rent anymore, I don't have to ask my parents for money anymore, has completely shifted me emotionally. I am earning more than enough that I'm actually looking at 1 bedroom apartments for myself. Oh my god, I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. I feel like people literally quantum leap after getting a job, because getting a job actually gives you so many more opportunities just because you're financially abundant. So your confidence increases, the way you see yourself, your self-concept, everything automatically shifts and upgrades. That is why you see that there's a shift in people who start earning money, whether it's an energetic shift, whether they just automatically look more attractive, more confident, more put together. That really happens, and it doesn't really have to be only from a job. Even if you are someone who's starting off a business, or even if you're someone who started earning money through different sources of income, or you're a writer and you just published a book and you started earning money, the self-concept is the one that literally creates your reality. It is why I see so many people change and upgrade when their self-concept changes. I actually have an entire workshop that teaches you self-concept. You can check it out. It's on my Stan Store page. This is a win I didn't think was coming at all. I remember thinking I failed as a person so many times. Thank you, Jyotsna, for encouraging so much in your videos. You taught something that actually works. Thank you for putting this out into the world. Your tape and your workbook didn't just help me get a job, they helped me get myself back. If you are sharing this with everyone, I want to tell you that it was not an overnight shift for me personally. It took me at least 6 to 7 days to change my mindset. I think for many people, it may take more, but since I was desperate and was ready to do anything it takes, I was more disciplined. So I want to tell everyone not to give up. Hard work really pays off. When you literally feel feel like you have no other options, it can't get worse than this, that is when you start actually thinking, you start actually training your mind into believing that there is a version of yourself that has everything. This is why I always highlight in my videos that rock bottom is actually a blessing, because when you reach the rock bottom, you literally cannot be in that pain and struggle anymore. You automatically want to change, you automatically want to upgrade your self concept, automatically do any technique or any method in front of you, because this is more important than you staying the same. That is why they say, right, when the pain of staying the same becomes so uncomfortable that you just cannot stay there anymore, you cannot struggle anymore, that is when your brain starts rewiring, that is when it starts looking at options, that is when it's okay to do anything and literally everything in order to get it. And that is why most of the people actually quantum leap and get whatever it is that they want. So I am super happy, in fact I am super inspired every single time you guys send me success stories. It automatically inspires me. I personally don't want to take credit for your effort, because every single thing that you guys are doing, whatever it is, whether it's the dream job manifestation, SP manifestation, whatever your specific problem is and how you've been able to attract it into your life, it is you are the creator of your reality. Your assumptions are the one that are creating your reality. You guys have done the effort, you guys executed it, so congratulations. So that was it for today's video, you guys. I hope this was inspiring. I will put a link to my workbook as well as the quantum tape. I do highly recommend getting it as a package, which is the dream job mastery. The reason why I say that is when you listen to the quantum tape every single day, you tend to be disciplined and you tend to visualize better. At the same time, the workbook has a lot of methods and techniques that will allow you to have a structure throughout your day. You'll be disciplined in your routine. And in case you're not trying to manifest a dream job, there are other courses, other ebooks for other areas of your life as well, so you can check it out. I will leave a link to everything in the description box below. Comment down and let me know what's the success story you want to hear next. Let me know the topic that you're interested in, and I will search and look up if I have any success stories related to that. I'll see you guys in my next video. Lots of love. Bye.